Well, hello to my friends at YouTube and all my subscribers. Today is June 5th, June 25th, 2018, and I am coming at you with my, okay, look at the calendar. Okay, look at the calendar. This would be my 59th week update, which actually was the 21st. So it'll be 60 this week. So, but I'm coming at you because I did weigh in on Saturday, and I weighed in, and this was the first time in what, 2 to 3 weeks since before camp meeting. So before, yeah, I think it was 3 weeks. My weight this week was 141.4. So I had a 0.2 pound gain in 3 weeks. So I'm just hovering right there around 141. I'm going to count it as that. I went up north this weekend for my granddaughter's 5th birthday. Bonnie is 5 years old. And now I've got Lila, who's 5, and Bonnie, who's 5. So that was really fun. She's such a sweetheart, and we have such fun with her. She's just a spicy little girl, and I just love her to death. So she's adorable. And so she had a fun time. But she's at that stage in her life where saying goodbye to people is traumatic for her. She's not real happy about it. And so we tried to make that better for her. I mean, I told her that I'd see her soon and tried to reassure her. But I think it's just a stage she's going through right now. Also, I'm going to do the tag that Lisa in Minnie Me in Tennessee did, and I'm not even sure right now what they called it, but I'm going to look on my app right here. The 11 questions that she was tagged in by Bypass to a Leaner Lynn. And so I will be doing that, and I think I'm going to do that now because I don't really have any other updates. Last night my husband and I went out and walked down to the landing and saw the sunset, and it was beautiful last night. So I'm trying to find Lisa's thing. So I've got some, I'm going to probably try to upload that picture at the beginning of this, and so you can see what it is. It was just a beautiful sunset last night, and the loons were out on the lake. There was 4 loons out on the lake just swinging back and forth, and there was lots of people out last night watching the sunset. There was probably 2, 4, 6, 7 other people standing down there by the docks. So it was just a fun night. And then when we headed out, we ran into my old Phi Ed teacher. She was walking her puppy, or her dog. He's not a puppy anymore. And then we met a new neighbor. And so it's just fun. It's kind of nice getting to know who people are around here. And now that we live here, we really want to know who people are. And we'd like to know our neighbors. So it's fun to run into them. So especially people that I admired. My Phi Ed teacher was one of these people who, when I was in middle school, was instrumental in making me feel better about myself. She was my Phi Ed teacher, but she also taught me some gymnastics. And I loved to swing on the bars. I was like, oh, this is just my thing. And I was so tiny then. I think I weighed about 75 pounds in 8th grade. And she had me whipping around those uneven parallel bars. And they're not the same ones that they have now. They were a little different. But I loved every minute of it. And I think she even talked to my parents at one point about me being in the gymnastics club. But because of meets and stuff on the weekends, which didn't work out for my family, I was not able to do that. But I'll never forget her for that, because there's only a few teachers in my whole public school career that stand out to me, and she's one of them. So anyway, so that we got to talk to her last night. She just lives in our neighborhood right here, which is really fun. And it turns out that my best friend, who we bought the house, the estate, we bought her house through the estate. She and her were roommates when they were in college, so that's kind of fun. So they knew each other, and so we have a connection there. So anyway, so I'm going to do that. Where is it, Lisa? It's the weight loss journey question and answer tag. Tag, you're it. And so I'll be doing that right now. I just have to find the questions because she had them on her description. So, and some of this stuff you might already know because I actually have answered some of those questions in my videos in the past. But if you haven't, and if you're just new to my channel, and you haven't subscribed yet, then you will hear them now, and you can also then subscribe to my channel. It is right here, and I will read them. Okay, and I haven't gone over these at all. I just listened to Lisa do it, and so I'm just going to eat the right thing. I'm going to ask the question and then answer them and just wing it. So, weight loss journey question and answer tag questions. The questions are, the first question is, when did you start gaining weight? I would say I started gaining weight. Now, this really depends. If I were to say I was gaining weight and becoming overweight, I would say that was after I had my first daughter. Before that, I gained weight when I was about 15, 16, and I gained it in such a way that I had stretch marks right away, which I couldn't stand, and I don't know why, but it's just my family history, I guess. My body structure was such, because I wasn't overweight. I was 120 pounds when I was between 15, 16, 17, 18, until I got pregnant at 20. And then when I got pregnant at 20, I gained 60 pounds with my oldest daughter. And when she was born, I lost 10 of that? No. I lost, I think it was 10 of that. She was born, she was 9 pounds, 6 ounces. So when I had the baby, I lost 10 pounds. Because I think I was like right around 150 pounds after she was born. And then I think I may have gotten down to like 140, 145 before I had my other daughter. And then after that, with my other daughter, I only gained 21 pounds. I remember that. And then with my son, I don't remember what I was before my son was born, but I was probably way up into the 150s again, 160s. And then when I had my son, I hit 175 after him. And I only gained like 20 pounds with him. But after he was born, I remember going to Tops, which is Take Off Pounds Sensibly. And I was in Tops for 6 years. And I lost the same 4 or 5 pounds every single time. I'd lose it and gain it, lose it and gain it, lose it and gain it. So I kind of wasted my time in Tops, in my opinion. But I remember being like 175 pounds or 170 pounds, 175 pounds, 175 pounds. And then after then I just gradually started gaining weight until we moved to Hutchinson. And then when I got to Hutchinson, I finally hit like 200. And then within 2 years, I think I gained like 40 pounds. Because my highest was 240. So I gained a lot of weight after I moved to Hutchinson. I was really happy I was in Hutchinson. I was eating up a storm. And of course, we were in a town that had different restaurants and stuff in it, and so we were able to get out and do that kind of stuff. And we're up north, we didn't have that so much. It was a little further to go, and the only stores we had close by, or restaurants we had close by, was McDonald's and Subway. So anyway, I gradually gained it. Okay, so that was probably, I'm gonna say I started gaining weight in my my early 20s, 21, 22, 23. Were you an emotional eater? Absolutely. When I was happy, I was eating. When I was sad, I was eating. When I was angry, I'd eat. When I was frustrated, I'd eat. When I was bored, I would eat. And that was my biggest one, is bored. When I get bored, I would just get up. And I do it here. I know I do it here. I'm sitting here on the computer or working on my pictures, and I just have to get up and move around, and I go and I snack on something. So I'm still doing that, and that's bothering me a little bit. But I'm trying to keep my mind on different things, and I'm cleaning things out and trying to work a little bit. So how long have you been dieting? I've been dieting 35 years. Because when I had my daughter, I started dieting. In fact, after I had my daughter, maybe my second daughter, I actually went to a nutritionist because by the time I had my second daughter, both my parents and my older sister had gotten diabetes, and it scared me just a little bit. My grandmother had diabetes, and my grandparents on my dad's side, my grandmother on my mother's side, all had diabetes. My aunts and uncles on my dad's side all had diabetes, and I think my aunts and uncles on my mom's side too. I know my uncles did have diabetes or had it. And so I went to a nutritionist at the Cook Hospital or the Cook Clinic for 2 to 3 years, trying to manage and maintain my weight and lose weight and learn how to live like a diabetic, because I figured if they're going to get it, and of course on top of it, I had a huge baby. I had a 9-pound baby and I was 5'2", so they were really worried because of that. And so I thought, well, I just better learn how to live like a diabetic. Now, I'm going to say that what I learned from that probably saved me from gaining a lot of weight quicker. Yeah, I gained it over time, but I think I probably would have gained it more quickly had I not gone through that counseling for 2 to 3 years. And so that did save my butt a little bit. Are you following any specific diets? This is number 4. No, I'm not. I'm trying to eat like I was trained to eat before my surgery, and I'm not even successful at that. I'm pretty sure I eat a lot of carbs that I probably shouldn't eat, and I need to do better at that. Have you cut out any foods completely? Yes, the ones that make me throw up. I purchased a lean cuisine Chinese meal, and I threw up from that. So I won't be buying any lean cuisine stuff anytime soon. I don't eat a lot of bread, if any at all. I do have pasta once in a while, but I don't make a habit of it. And also, I've been eating potatoes because my nutritionist says we do not want you not eating potatoes because you do need some carbs, and potatoes is probably the best one, and so is better than bread, I should say. When I do eat bread, it's usually very, very grainy bread. My husband buys this brown bread stuff that's really, really thick and thin, or thin slice, but it's dense. So if I do eat a bread, it's probably that. But there have been times when I've been craving bread, and I know when I crave it, I'm going to think about it for days. And so I just eat it and I'm done with it. And usually I can even eat a whole piece of bread. So bread pretty much. And what else have I cut out? Oh, yogurt. I love yogurt. I love everything about yogurt. I love all yogurts. But every time I eat it, I get upset stomach. And I don't know, it just gives me cramps. So I'm not sure why, because that's what I ate a lot before surgery, and I just haven't yet been able to eat yogurt. So I'm kind of not eating any yogurt right now. Okay, number 6. Have you had success losing weight in the past? Yes, I have. Like I said, I lost 5 pounds and gained 5 pounds with tops for 6 years. I was on the HCG diet, which is an injection that you inject into your stomach, and then you eat certain foods. And I lost probably 25 pounds doing that. But you can't do that forever. So when I stopped doing that, I gained it back. And then I also lost 30 pounds on a month-long fast of juice fasts. And I loved that because I never felt better in my life as when I was doing a juice fast. I mean, I felt energetic. I slept good at night. My acne cleared up. My body responded to the nutrients that I was getting from it, and I just loved it. But you can't do that all the time either. But I did lose 30 pounds in 27 days. Or no, was it 35 pounds? I think it was 35 pounds in 27 days. And I loved that diet. That was great. But I'm not doing that now. And so, in fact, I haven't even made any juices since my surgery. And they said I could, but I haven't made any. And my favorite was beet and ginger and lemon with 1 green apple. I just loved that. It was such a good drink. But you had to be really careful which beets you choose. So anyway, but no, that was probably the last 2 I was on. Was HCG and the juice diet. Those were the ones I lost the most weight on. But then I gained it all back. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I did not gain 10 of it back from my juice diet. So I kept 10 off after that juice diet. So I think it reset my body. I honestly believe it reset my body. And I mean, I felt so good. I couldn't believe it. All right. Do you follow a workout plan? Yeah, I go walking about 3 times a week. I walk for an hour or more. On the weekends, we walk more. My husband likes to walk, so we go hiking. I take a lot of hiking photography trips, so I'm not like I'm saying I'm getting my heart rate up that much, but I am walking for probably up to 3 hours sometimes. It just depends on how long we go out. So I do a lot of walking that way, but other than that, I haven't really done anything. Now I'm going up and down the stairs here, and I mowed the lawn last week. I mowed this lawn for at least 2 hours, and then, or maybe it was an hour and a half, and then the church lawn for another 2 hours, maybe 3. So that, to me, I consider that exercise, because when I'm done, I'm exhausted. And I mean, I'm sweating and I've worked and my legs hurt and my arms hurt and everything. And so I consider that a workout. I don't know how many calories I burn from it, but I'm steadily going for an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on which lawn I'm mowing. So, what are some of my favorite diets? This one, that just means you don't have to think about it. You just eat what you're supposed to eat to make yourself healthy, and not do any fad diets. I don't like writing everything down. In fact, I've not been tracking this. Now I might start doing that this summer, and just see how I'm doing. But my favorite diet is the one where you eat when you're hungry and you only eat as much as you need to fill that hunger. That's my favorite diet. That should be the normal diet. My favorite diet is going to be the one where in heaven, where I can go up to a tree and pick a fruit and eat it and not gain weight and not worry about even eating anymore. That's going to be my favorite diet. Okay, how much weight do you want to lose? Okay, I'm at 141.4. I would like to get to 130 minimum, but I wouldn't mind 120. So I would like to lose 15 to 20 more pounds, but I don't know if I will. And I'm not going to worry about it right now. Things will happen if they happen. So, and number 10, do you feel like you were addicted to food? Absolutely. Food was my drug. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I didn't do drugs. Food was my drug and my addiction. But the terrible thing about that is that you can't stop eating like you can stop alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or any of that stuff. So for me to say, well, I'm going to stop what I'm eating, or doing what I'm addicted to, I couldn't do that, which was frustrating for me because I hated the fact that I was addicted to it, hated it. Now, I do have to say that in the 90s and part of the early 2000s, I was totally addicted to Diet Coke. Totally. I would drink a 2-liter Diet Coke a day, if not more. And then I would spend the whole weekend with headaches and migraines and like literally, the funny thing was I was actually prescribed a medication for the migraines that I found out was actually being caused by the Diet Coke. So I was spending $90 a month on pills for the migraines that were a direct result of the Diet Coke. So when I stopped drinking the Diet Coke, and this was years and years ago, like maybe 2010, 2011, I just quit drinking Diet Coke altogether, and the headaches went away. I haven't had a pill since. Now, I do get migraines still to this day if I am driving behind a car with the person in front of me smoking. If somebody is smoking in front of a store door and I have to walk through it, if somebody walks by my house and smokes outside on the street and I can smell it in here, I will get migraines. If I'm exposed to even third-hand smoke, I can smell it, I will have a headache for 3 days. So I'm extremely, extremely allergic to cigarette smoke, which is probably why I never smoked anyway. My grandfather smoked, and he always said if he caught us smoking, he'd cut our fingers off. And he died from it. So I watched him try to breathe when he was dying, and I said, that's just never, ever going to be an option for me, ever. And it makes me angry that people are sucked into cigarette smoking when they're so young, and it controls them. And so I've watched this over and over and over with friends and family, and I was just sick of it. It's just, Now that's something, I'm very passionate about it because I had a grandfather that died from it who I dearly loved. And the second of it is it not only affects you and your body, it affects people around you. So you choose to do the smoking. But when you choose that, those who are around you then are affected by that. And that's where I have a problem with that. So anyway, I'm on my bandwagon again. As you can see, I'm very, very passionate about the smoking bit. And the alcohol thing. I'm the same way with the alcohol. It's not a necessity in life. And it irritates me that we have, as a society, think that you need it to have fun. And I have fun without it. So, I mean, and granted, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I don't want my temporal or my frontal lobe being affected by alcohol. So I've always avoided that one also. So those were two things that I was never addicted to, of course. But I was addicted to food. And probably pasta and pizza and deep fried things like deep fried cauliflower and mushrooms. They were my favorites. That kind of stuff is what I was addicted to. I would go out of my way for potato pancakes at Perkins, even though I could make it at home. But they were so good. But I've had them a couple times, and every time I've been to Perkins so far, I've been there 3 times since I had my surgery a year and 2 months ago, and I can't eat there. I get sick every single time. Now I haven't tried it since last summer, but I'm not going to try it anytime soon. It's really not a necessity in my life. So, and I do love Perkins. Perkins was a good place to eat. And they used to have the most delicious side dishes of vegetables that, I just love. But I haven't tried it. All right, on to the 11th. Are you comfortable in my body, my body now? Yeah. That doesn't sound very encouraging, doesn't it? Okay. What I've discovered since I lost this weight was, I can move a lot quicker and I'm healthier and I'm happier. And I like being able to wear smaller clothes. I can go into any place now and buy some clothes, but I have the same issues that most all of us have. I have still stomach. I have very, very fleshy skin between my legs, my thighs, and my breasts are gone. And last week I tried to buy a bra and I took 6 in there and I tried them all on and oh my goodness. I like the bras that I'm wearing, but the styles these days are such that if your bra strap shows, the bras I were wearing were those wide padded ones because I bought the just my size bras, which are comfortable and there's no wires in them and everything, and they lifted me up and everything. But that padding on the straps, when it shows, just looks bad. So I wanted to go and buy a bra that had a smaller strap on it. It was more attractive to wear. So like when I'm wearing short sleeve things, if I was so frustrated by them. I mean, I was flowing out of here and this didn't fit in here because it wasn't high enough. And underneath, now this new bra that I just bought has a band underneath and it's nice and soft and everything, but it doesn't hold anything in down here. It's not tight enough because the one I had to buy for this, I could not find with this. So I'm very frustrated with that. But I think that should be expected with this surgery. I think that we all expected that to happen, but it is frustrating. So if I were to be able to afford having surgery, I know what I would do. I know which ones I would do. I would do something with my thighs. I would do something with my stomach, definitely. And I would do something with my breasts. The rest of it, as far as my arms and stuff, I don't really care about that. I'm old. I'm old. I'm 56. This was bound to happen even if I was thin. Because I've seen very, very thin people with very floppy arms. So I'm not worried about that. But this kind of stuff, where I can't fit into things nicely, that does kind of bother me. And even though I was like a double D before the surgery, right now my breast size, according to the bras I tried on, I'm still a D. And it's all floppy skin, but it all fits in there. It's frustrating. But I am comfortable in my body. I am able to move around and do things. I do have some aches and pains that I did not have before. My hips really hurt. And so bending down and getting up really hurt, and I'm not quite sure why my hips hurt. It could be because it's arthritis. It could be that it's a result of the weight loss and my body's readjusting. I don't know. I've had some issues with my shoulders lately, and I don't know if that's something I've done myself to do that. But this side hurt 2 weeks ago, and now this side hurts, and so my husband's been rubbing my shoulders. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine with my body. Yeah, it is what it is. And when we went to counseling, they asked us about those things. You know, what are you going to do if you have lots of loose skin? And I said, well, I'm 56 years old. What do you expect me to do? I mean, you know, I expect that, but it's still hard. It's still hard because you want your body to look like you think it should look. And it's just not, because your body's not 20 years old again. And so I just have to consider that. So, all right, well, this is on to 25 minutes. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to tag a few people. All right. I'm going to look at my subscriptions, and I'm just going to, on a whim, tag a few people. Let me see. I am going to tag. Who should I tag? I'd like to tag Made Up Mama, because I haven't heard a lot from her lately. I know she's got a lot going on in her life, but I love watching her. So Made Up Mama, I'm going to tag you. And Finding Elizabeth, I have not seen you online lately, and I'd really like to see you online. You may have even done this before, but I think it's good to revisit these things. So Finding Elizabeth, I'm going to tag you. And then I'm going to tag Fly Girl Fitness, Lindsay. I'm going to tag you and see how you answer these questions. And then Gina Lee, I'm going to tag you. I haven't tagged you before. So Gina Lee, I want to tag you with this, this little tag, You're It. And it's called Weight Loss Journey Question and Answer Tag. So you answer 11 questions. I will put the 11 questions in the description of my channel or this video, and so you can go there to answer the questions. And then I will also put your channels in my description also, so that people can go and visit. And if you haven't, like Lisa said, if you haven't done this or haven't been tagged in it, just go ahead and do it. It's kind of fun. And it kind of helps you remember where you're coming from and where you're going to, and what's important and what's not important. And it also reminds us of how far we've come. So, and I needed that reminder today. All right, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you guys later. All right, take care, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.